You're doing everything they told you to do. You visualize every morning. You script your desires. You repeat your affirmations. You meditate. You try to stay in alignment. You speak in high vibrations. You tell yourself you trust the universe. Yet when you look around, your reality looks painfully familiar. Different months, same emotions, new intentions, same outcomes. You wonder why, despite all this effort, the relationships you attract still feel like the ones you're trying to escape. Your financial situation resets. No matter how hard you push, your inner world oscillates between hope and quiet despair. And underneath all of this, the question begins to echo more and more loudly. What am I doing wrong? Why does my life feel like a loop I can't break? Here's the truth. It's not you. It's not your worth, not your potential, not your intelligence, not even your effort. It's your frequency. The quantum field doesn't respond to effort. It doesn't respond to how badly you want something. It doesn't reward the number of hours you visualize, the intensity of your affirmations, or the amount of positive vibes you try to cultivate. The quantum field responds to one thing and one thing only: the signal you broadcast consistently unconsciously beneath the surface of everything you say and do. It's the vibration you embody when no one's looking. When you stop performing, when you're not trying to manifest, you're not stuck because you're failing at manifestation. You're stuck because you haven't yet stopped vibrating like the version of yourself you've outgrown. And until that vibration dissolves, the field will faithfully keep reflecting it back to you, not out of cruelty, but out of perfect coherence. The quantum field is neutral. It doesn't judge your desires as good or bad, right or wrong. It simply mirrors the energetic reality you hold is true. This is why no matter how many new vision boards you make, how many guided meditations you follow, how many books you read, your life can still feel eerily the same. It's not personal, it's physics. There's a law you weren't taught in school, the law of vibrational repetition. Whatever your subconscious mind believes is safe, it recreates, not because it's aligned with your highest good, but because it's familiar. And the quantum field listens to that familiarity as if it were a command. It says, oh, this is what you feel most often. This is what you expect. This is the version of reality you are stabilized in. Okay, we'll keep reinforcing that. And so it does again and again. You don't manifest from your vision board. You manifest from your nervous system. You manifest from the energy you emit when you're not thinking about manifestation. When you're just living your life, when you're reacting, when you're processing stress, when you're handling disappointment, when you're celebrating or grieving. You manifest from the tone of your thoughts when you're alone late at night, from the way you feel about yourself when things don't go as planned, from the energy you hold in the spaces between your conscious efforts. This is why people repeat the same cycles, because even when the outer behaviors change, the habits, the routines, the rituals, the inner baseline remains untouched. You can say abundance 100 times a day, but if your body is still wired for scarcity, the field doesn't hear abundance. It hears lack, and it responds accordingly. And most people don't realize that the field is not punishing them. It's simply reflecting their core signal with perfect accuracy. But here's the part that most people miss. This isn't a sign that you're broken. It's not proof that you're not worthy. It's not even evidence that you're bad at manifesting. It's a mirror, a precise, unflinching vibrational mirror. And mirrors don't lie, they just reflect. So what if instead of chasing after new reality with more techniques, more tools, more books, more courses, you became coherent enough to allow the field to reflect something different? What if the work isn't about adding more on top, but about dissolving the old frequencies that keep looping, almost like an invisible code repeating in the background of your life, dictating your experiences without your conscious consent? Because here's the reality. You can't out-affirm your energetic baseline. You can't manifest higher while being anchored in the emotional patterns and vibrational habits of your past. You can't expand into your future self while gripping onto the same stories, the same self-perceptions, the same frequency signatures that defined who you were. The loop continues not because you're not trying hard enough, but because you're still repeating the same vibrational signature. You're repeating the same morning routine, but with the same undercurrent of fear. You're repeating the same mantras, but with the same residual self-doubt. You're taking new actions, but carrying old energetic postures, and the field, it picks up on that as the signal and reflects it with relentless consistency. This is the root of quantum repetition. The field isn't resisting your desires, it's reflecting your identity. And identity isn't what you say it is, it's what your frequency says it is. It's the sum total of what you expect, what you allow, what you tolerate, what you settle into when nobody's watching, when the rituals are over, and it's just you with your energy. So if you want to stop Repeating the same reality, you have to stop repeating the same frequency. And to do that, you must become exquisitely aware of what you've been unconsciously looping emotionally, mentally, vibrationally. Because until you interrupt that loop, you're not manifesting a new life. You're decorating the old one with prettier words, shinier tools, more sophisticated techniques. But here's the shift. Once you become aware of the loop, once you can name it, observe it, feel it without collapsing into it, you can choose to step out of it. That's the essence of quantum shifting, not forcing a new reality into being, but becoming a new frequency. So the reality that matches it collapses effortlessly around you, and that's exactly what we're going to do together in this video. In the next section, you're going to discover how your subconscious creates vibrational echoes that perpetuate the same experiences, why your mind resists change even when your soul is craving it, and the missing key to creating new reality, not through effort but through resonance. We're not just talking theory, we're talking transformation, deep lasting vibrationally real transformation. So take a breath, let the old frequency loosen its grip. Let the patterns you've outgrown begin to dissolve in the space of your awareness, and get ready, because in the next section, you're going to see exactly how your energy has been looping and how to break it. Let's go deeper. You now understand that what's repeating is not your fate, and it's your frequency. But how does that actually work beneath the surface? How does your subconscious mind, your nervous system, and the quantum field collaborate to keep you experiencing the same reality again and again, even when consciously you crave something else? It starts with this. Your subconscious mind is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you safe. Safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Safe doesn't mean expanded. Safe means familiar. Your subconscious holds the sum of all your experiences, beliefs, traumas, and emotional responses wired together through years, maybe lifetimes of reinforcement. These patterns create what neuroscientists call neural pathways, grooves of thought, feeling, and behavior that become automatic, effortless, unconscious. Your nervous system takes these pathways and memorizes them as default settings. How you respond to stress, how you experience love, how you handle money, how you perceive opportunities, how you process rejection. All of these patterns form a vibrational blueprint that your body emits even when your mind is focused on something else. Here's the catch. The quantum field responds to that blueprint, not to your intentions, not to your wishes, not to the words you speak out loud, but to the frequency you are most consistently broadcasting, your dominant vibrational signature. And the vast majority of that signature is unconscious, emitted from your body's automatic responses, your habitual emotions, your reflexive thoughts, your default self-perception. This is why change feels so hard, because when you try to manifest something new, you are often doing it from the same subconscious program that created the current reality you're trying to escape. It's like trying to write a new story with the same old script running in the background, auto-correcting everything. You type back to what it used to be. Let's bring in quantum physics for a moment. In the quantum model, reality exists as a field of infinite possibilities. Each potential reality existing as a wave of probability. But those probabilities don't collapse into physical form until there is observation, intention, and most importantly, coherence. Coherence is the alignment of your energy across all levels, mental, emotional, physical, and vibrational. Without coherence, your signal is scattered, weak, inconsistent, and a scattered signal cannot override a long-standing, deeply ingrained frequency. Here's where most people get stuck. They try to force change from the level of conscious thought, not realizing that their subconscious programming is still broadcasting the same old signal at a much more powerful amplitude. Neuroscience tells us that up to 95% of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are unconscious habitual patterns. That means only 5% of your energy is actively participating in creating something new, while 95% is reinforcing what already exists. This is why, despite your best efforts to think positively or stay in high vibration, you find yourself attracting